Howdy everyone, welcome to episode 22 of the j76 Gaming Podcast. I am your host, Jimmy Wild. Lots and lots of gaming news to get into today, as well as a collection update. I've been buying some games again. It's weird, I know, that's what I do. Before we get going, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. Also, as always, I have timestamps in the description, so feel free to jump around, but let's get into it. Alright, let's go ahead and get into some gaming news. Let's go ahead and get the old browser up. There we go. Alright, let's start off the game news with Nintendo. Kind of a bummer, but also, I don't know, it happens. Apparently, Nintendo is taking some products off of the market. So, just real quick, I won't get too far into it, but Super Mario 3D All-Stars, Game & Watch, Super Mario Bros. System, those are being discontinued. So you'll be able to get them through the end of the month and then while supplies last after that. So if you're interested, make sure you go ahead and grab them. I was at Best Buy the other day and they probably had 8 or 10 Super Mario 3D All-Stars. When they have maybe 2 of everything else. So maybe it's discontinued for a reason. But anyway, we'll see if maybe any of this Nintendo stuff pops up in the collection update later. Ooh. All right, that's it for Nintendo news for now. On to some Sony stuff. We got some new announced PR games. Where'd they go? Here we go. So we got like a Doom 3R, Doom 3 VR edition after the fall, blah, blah, blah. You can read Song in the Smoke. So if you're interested in VR, we got some new stuff coming for you. I haven't really got into VR too much. I'm actually really too self-conscious to put the goggles on and like do anything, which is actually pretty funny considering I live by myself, so no one would actually watch me act like a fool in VR. But anyway, okay, Outriders stuff. My life has been consumed by Outriders since the demo launch, so we'll talk about that a little bit more later. But for those of you that have played the demo, you may have noticed when you change zones, there's like a fade to black, a little cutscene, and then a fade in from black. And apparently that's for a reason. That was not I shouldn't say it's not a design choice, but it is a design choice to put the little cutscene in there. But apparently it was a little disconcerting to have just fade to black, fade from black. So check out this article if you want to hear more about why the developers had to do that. But yeah, they're there for a reason. It's not just to look cool. And I was talking in chat the other day, and I was like, it doesn't really bother me until I've seen that little transition probably 1,000 times. Then it's going to start to bother me. probably by then. But yeah, so speaking of Outriders, they had posted this on Twitter the other day. 2 million demo downloads. That's a lot. That's good news. It's good news because I got high hopes for this game. Even as much as I've been playing it and have some complaints, but I still got high hopes. And actually, I think that covers the gaming news that I had highlighted for this week. So let's go ahead and get into the console news. Okay, so console news. Nintendo, for the first time since 2018, there's a Wii U firmware update. So actually I had to look and see if my Wii U is still plugged in. Looks like it is. I have a lot of consoles that are packed up right now because I'm about to move. So yeah, I had to double check. But yeah, that's interesting. And I don't think it did really that much. I'd meant to pull up what the fix was. Maybe I did that in the next one. Nope. Spoilers, we're going to talk about Switch next. Anyway, it wasn't huge changes. Frustratingly vague. There you go. Further improvements to overall system stability. Okay, I'll take it. I will take it. All right, next up, Nintendo Switch 2 or Switch Pro or whatever you want to call it. So the Switch rumors are back, and like I'm pretty excited because I love the Switch, but I want more horsepower. So if any of these rumors are true, it sounds really positive because all I could ask for, like they don't even have to change anything, just add some GPU horsepower into the dock. That's all that I asked for, and it sounds like that might be it. Or that might be one of the things they're doing, 4K support by adding some GPU in the dock. So I would take that. And if you've listened to me talk for more than 5 seconds, you know that I love OLED. And if they were to upgrade the screen to OLED, that's nice. So I think they were saying like it's a 7-inch OLED and then also 4K capable when plugged in. So I'm all in. Of course, have fun trying to buy one if and when they actually do release. But on to Sony. So Sony had a little fun thing here. And I won't get too far into it but it's just silly to think about though. Sony files a patent so that you could turn basically all your household items into PlayStation controllers. So there's that. If you want to Google that and check it out some more, there's not a ton of information, but I just thought it was pretty funny. And they actually have a diagram of a banana as a controller. Good stuff. All right. So, yeah, that's all I had for console news. Not a ton. There's just not a lot going on in the past. Well, there's plenty going on in the past week, but there wasn't that much that I was super interested in, at least in the and to share especially. But let's go ahead and switch over to some hardware news. I'm gonna pull up my notes. All right. All right. So in hardware news. And we talked about this, I think, a little bit last week. But we actually have a official release date and announcement of AMD's new GPU, the 6700 XT. And this is designed to be competitive with the Nvidia 3070. So this is their 1440p solution. So like the 6800 was good. Well, I mean, is really good for 1440, but as a comparison to a 3070, it wasn't as good. So these are coming in on March. Oh crap! What was it 18th? I don't remember if they put the date on here. Blah 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 blah. It says March 2021. I'm pretty sure it's March 18th. But the good news is I did see on the YouTubes that some of the reviewers will be able to release the performance the day before. So the embargo ends the day before. So that's great. So you can have an informed decision if you want to try to go ahead and buy one of these. And I think the retail was $479 US. So once again, if you can get it, and $479 is in your budget, it's good stuff. Let's see. Oh yeah, so this is kind of interesting too. So I think last week we talked about resizable bar for Intel, which is their answer to smart access memory for AMD. And AMD is now expanding SAM to the 3000 CPUs. So that's kind of nice. I don't have a lot of information, it really doesn't excite me that much. To be honest, I haven't really thought about it much other than when the headlines come across. I'm like, oh yeah, this exists. But yeah, if you can pick up a couple extra percentage performance, I'm all for it. note, and I was kind of in my head last week making fun of resizable bar, because I was like, that's the dumbest name for Intel's version of this. I'm like, SAM is a cool name, like acronym, but resizable bar, that was bad. But I did hear Steve on Gamers Nexus call it rebar today, and I was like, oh, rebar, now that's a cool name. So we got rebar and SAM to get you a little bit extra performance. All right. Also, AMD released more processors, the Threadripper Pros. Now these are like the high-end workstations, and they are pricey, to say the least, but they are in stock. And I just checked right before filming, and they're still in stock. They've been in stock all week. It's amazing. I mean, they're only $5,489 for one. But look at this. Add to cart button. Hey, let's do it. But anyway, I'm just excited to see add to cart. But yeah, there's, I think, 3 different models going down to the low price of $1,150 if you're interested. But anyway, also AMD. So we have another rumor that AMD might be countering Nvidia's move to release like mining dedicated GPUs. So, I mean, if that is the case, fantastic, because just trying to buy a GPU right now is ridiculous, as everybody already knows. But, I mean, who knows? Maybe. But I'm sure there's just too many people that have a computer in the basement that's mining. You know, I'm glad that they're doing something if this turns out to be true. But yeah, I mean, we need a major supply boost to get us through these dark days of PC part purchasing. All right, and then so on to Nvidia for a bit. We got 3050 Ti apparently showed up on Asus's site. I mean, once again, this isn't that much news. It's just news that it showed up. When it did hey, Nvidia's got different models, and they'll be having different models coming out throughout the year. Okay. But anyway, if 3050 Ti really interests you, maybe there'll be one. All right, on to Intel. So last week we talked about maybe the 11th gen Intel CPUs weren't going to be that amazing, and some people picked up on that. Anantech here, they are reporting, because they just went to the store and were able to get one of these ahead of time, because they're not actually officially launched yet. But and the performance was not amazing, but it's okay. But anyway, so the point of saying that was also, now that we're getting a little bit more news, about this. So apparently the 11700K is not as good as the 5800X, which is, I don't think, believable. I really just don't think that I don't think that the 11th gen Intel is going to be such a poor increase and a poor performer that it can't match a 5800X. So we'll see. I mean, because that's 8 cores to 8 cores, so it's right there. It should be fine. It should match up fine. But that's all early stuff. Early as in 6 days ago. So 2 days ago, now we got to be like, hold on, the 11700K may outperform AMD's 5900X. Woo! Or let's just wait until the embargo drops and we have official benchmarks in a couple weeks, as opposed to all the speculation. I mean, the speculation is fun and all, but we'll know soon enough. Okay, actually, that's all for hardware. We're going to get into game updates here. So, well, this is going to be hard to read, but whatever. As always, the links will be in a post on my website, j76gaming.net. And a link to that will be in the description of this video. But Outriders demo. Like I said, I've been playing a lot of Outriders. It's kind of dominated my life for the past week. And there was a big update. A back-end update for the demo. They updated the demo because people were farming too much. But it turns out that they had to rethink how the demo was being played and the drops of some of the legendary items. So people like this guy right here were spending hours and hours and hours and hours farming chests and repeatedly killing the captain. If you hear the captain, we've killed him quite a few times. I would be interested to know how many captains we'd killed over the course of the demo for the first week. I would love to know. But anyway, so they changed it so that you only get drops from the bad guys and not from just opening chests all day long. So that's a good move. But yeah, so there's that. And I think the cool thing is that, like I said, this is all back-end stuff. Well, okay, so the good thing and the bad thing is the good thing is they can just make these changes on the fly and on the back end, but it's also kind of like, okay, so they could stealth nerf stuff and we wouldn't even know. But, I mean, I don't know. I am actually rather impressed with the way that People Can Fly have been handling this. I mean, they're on Twitter, they're on Reddit, they're on Twitter, they're on Reddit, they're on YouTube. They're talking about all the things they got. They've been really transparent and like really responsive to the gamers. So I'm very impressed actually. And yeah, and you should definitely follow if you're interested in Outriders, follow the official Outrider Twitter, because they have a ton of information. Actually, might be able to see it in here in a second. Yeah, so this was the patch. Oh no, actually I put this up because I was going to get to the link before. So yeah, I was going to say they put out a 15-part thread, just like helpful tips and tricks for the demo. So it's kind of cool to follow through some of those. Now, one might say that they should make the game so it's easier, so you don't have to put on Twitter all of these secret things. But anyway, but it's really nice that they're putting it out there. So good stuff. And let's see, another game update. One of my favorites. Where is it? 3.2. There we go. So Atelier Ryza 2 put out a new patch, and this one unlocks all of the outfits. So like the DLC and the pre-order. Well, the DLC is content, as in it's cosmetic stuff for this one anyway. And then so it allows the ability to do that, and then also allows you to get save data bonuses on the PS5. So this was on PS4. You could like transfer from PS4 to PS5. So anyway, so there's that. And other update news is that we got Doom Eternal finally has a release date, or has an official announcement of the, I guess it's the last DLC. It's the last DLC until it's not the last DLC. But anyway, look for teaser trailer on the 15th of March. So find out more about it then. So yeah, that's the game updates. I think that's it. We kind of cruised through that fairly quick. It's good stuff. But let's go ahead and get into collection updates. Like I said earlier, I've actually started buying some games again. Took a little bit of time off, but that's all right. All right, so I'm going to start off with one non-game. Well, you know what? I don't need that anymore. So yeah, we'll start off with one non-game item. Let's go ahead and there. We got a we got a Zelda controller. And I actually bought this thinking that someone else might like it, one of my friends, but he was a little up in the air about maybe wanting it or not wanting it, and it's pretty cool, so I'm going to keep it, unless he says he wants it. Also, when I was at Best Buy, they had quite a few games on sale, so I picked up Mega Man 11 for the Switch, $20. It's probably not that great of a deal, but it's Mega Man, so I grabbed it. Also, at Best Buy, they had Super Monkey Ball for the Xbox One. Now, this is actually kind of funny. I don't know. I won't go too far down the rabbit hole of this story, but there was a girl that I kind of liked, and she liked Super Monkey Ball. So that's why I picked this up. And the walk down memory lane to the Super Monkey Ball days. She was way better than I was at the game, by the way. All right, so if you were paying attention in the news section, Nintendo is discontinuing some of the games, and boom, they're in my collection now. Super Mario 3D All-Stars. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna fall for marketing and say, hey, these are going out of stock, so you better go buy them. Okay, I'll go buy them. So I also picked up a Game & Watch. I've actually never had one of these before, so kind of excited. I kind of want to open it, but then it's like I don't open things. Why would you open things? So I did get a limited run shipment. We got a boom. Space Channel 5 VR, the limited edition, or what do they call it? I don't know. It was limited edition. I thought it had a cooler name, but apparently not. And like I said earlier, I don't do a lot of VR. It's just I'm a sucker for limited run games, so got that. And we'll wrap up the collection updates with this is nice. So Atelier Ryza 2 is the first Atelier game that I've played, and I like it. I like it a lot. So much so that I was like, I have to get the limited edition physical edition. And of course they're sold out because everything's sold out. But I did find it on eBay, and I found a guy that was not outrageously marking things up, because you know there's the people that are like, if something costs $100, they list it for $300. They're like, $300. This is legitimate. And you're like, no, it's not legitimate. And then there's the people that just buy stuff and mark it up a little bit. And I am against scalping, to be fair. But if you're going to do it, don't be a jerk about it. So anyway, so by the time, this guy pays his fees and pays for shipping and pays the taxes on it and blah, 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 he really didn't make that much money. And it's actually, it didn't cost me much more than retail. So I'm not too mad about it. But anyway, let's see if we can get there we go. So yeah, so I got this Switch special edition. So pretty happy about that. This, once I get to the new place, this will be on display for sure. But yeah, that's it. I also bought some movies when I was at Best Buy, but those aren't games, so they don't count. Yeah, So that's it. I'll stop rambling. We'll get out. We'll call this episode a wrap, and I'm gonna go. I'm probably gonna go play some more Outriders. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Well, I guess after I edit the video. But anyway, I will see you all next week.